Hi, my name is Hailey Knick, and my topic is over Greek city planning. The concept of polis, this is a Greek city-state. It was the basic unit of Greeks' political and social life. Every polis was an independent city-state which was often surrounded by agricultural land. It reflected values of society and emphasized democracy, citizenship, and communal identity. Polis was a small state in Greece that originated probably from natural divisions of the country by mountains and the sea. It's also from the original local, tribal, and cult divisions. So polis were centered on one town. They're usually walled but included the surrounding countryside, and was a corporation of citizens who all participated in its government, religious cult defense, and economic welfare, and who obeyed its sacred and customary laws. Each polis contains substantial numbers of non-citizens, such as women, minors, resident aliens, and slaves. They had many different ranks of citizenship. Next is the agora. This is the central public space. This was an open space that served as a meeting ground for various activities of the citizens. It was seen as the heart of most Greek cities. It was large, open, and public, used for markets, political gatherings, social interactions, and religious ceremonies. It was like a commercial hub where merchants sold their goods and people met for debates and assemblies. It was easily accessible and surrounded by other public buildings and temples. The Acropolis. This is a citadel or religious center. This was a central, defensively oriented district in ancient Greek cities. It was located on the highest ground and contained the chief, municipal, and religious buildings. The founding city was a religious act, so the establishment of a local home for the gods was a basic factor in Greek city planning. The hilltop was highly desirable for this from a religious and military standpoint. This is because Acropolis had to be a citadel, and because a hill was imbued with natural mysteries such as caves, springs, copses, and glens, which denoted the presence of the gods. Athens was actually the best known Acropolis, and it's often housed temples and the Parthenon, which was the most famous, and it is found in Athens and was dedicated to the goddess Athena. Acropolis also served as a defense stronghold with walls and gates that protected the city from invaders. They had a grid plan and symmetry. Some Greek cities, especially those in the Hellenistic period, had adopted the grid plan. This is a style of city planning that organized streets in parallel and perpendicular lines, which looked like a grid pattern. The squares in the public buildings are inserted into the grid without destroying the subdivisions. Houses were subdivided by uniform equal blocks and were alike in style, and all housing facing the street. Public building and temples. Greek cities included key buildings for public, political, and religious purposes. These buildings included temples, stoa, adalos, theaters, and a stadium. Walls and gates. Most Greek cities had defensive walls that varied in size and complexity, and gates were often the main entry points into the city. The water supply and drainage. Cities such as Athens had public fountains and aqueducts to bring fresh water into the city, and swerve systems to handle waste. Cisterns and public baths were common, especially in public areas. Urban zoning. Greek cities were zoned according to function, which included residential areas, public spaces, markets, and religious areas. And then they had public and private spaces. So the private homes, which are known as oikios, were compact, relatively small, and enclosed. Public areas like the agora and temples were more expansive and open, The design of private homes, especially in larger cities, had helped influence the concept of privacy. And that is all.
I will never see ancient architecture the same way again after learning about the Parthenon's resilience. Perched high above Athens, the Acropolis is not just a landmark, it's the heartbeat of ancient Greece. Built in the 5th century BC, this was the birthplace of democracy, theatre, and freedom of speech. But of all its wonders, the Parthenon stands out. This temple has withstood 25 centuries of history, wars, fires, earthquakes, and even a direct explosion in 1687, yet it still stands a testament to human perseverance and ingenuity. Imagine the craftsmanship, the dedication, the spirit of an entire civilization carved into marble. It's not just a building, it's a symbol of resilience, of enduring strength and timeless beauty. So next time you think of ancient Greece, remember the Acropolis. It's more than ruins, it's a story of survival told in stone.